When you make a mistake, learn from it. Pick yourself up and move on. The most difficult aspect of moving on is accepting that the other person already did. Take all the time you need to heal emotionally. Moving on doesn't take a day. It takes lots of little steps to be able to break free of your broken self. It is only through labor and painful effort, by grim energy and resolute courage, that we move on to better things. You must make a decision that you are going to move on. It won't happen automatically. You will have to rise up and say, I don't care how hard this is. I don't care how disappointed I am. I'm not going to let this get the best of me. I'm moving on with my life. It is important that we forgive ourselves for making mistakes. We need to learn from our errors and move on. Grudges are for those who insist that they are owed something. Forgiveness, however, is for those who are substantial enough to move on. It's better to be healthy alone than sick with someone else. Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. When you start to abandon your old beliefs or values, you may be stuck at the threshold for 2 or 3 years. Before moving on, you have to clear away your cherished beliefs. Laughter gives us distance. It allows us to step back from an event, deal with it, and then move on. You build on failure. You use it as a stepping stone. Close the door on the past. You don't try to forget the mistakes, but you don't dwell on it. You don't let it have any of your energy, or any of your time, or any of your space. To be able to move on, one has to learn to forgive not only the person or people who have done one wrong, but also oneself. It happens to everyone as they grow up. You find out who you are and what you want, and then you realize that people you've known forever don't see things the way you do. So, you keep the wonderful memories, but find yourself moving on. I think that you never fall out of love with somebody. You just let go and move on. The only way to go on is to go on. To say, I can do this, even when you know you can't. When someone you love says goodbye, you can stare long and hard at the door they closed and forget to see all the doors God has opened in front of you. I can enjoy anywhere and I can leave it. Life is about moving on. What's the point of pointing the finger other than to stall your own progress in moving on? You are responsible for your life. You can't keep blaming somebody else for your dysfunction. Life is really about moving on. By forgiving and choosing to move on, one takes the power back to morph it into positive energy. Those who move forward with a happy spirit will find that things always work out. Man maintains his balance, poise, and sense of security only as he is moving forward.